Welcome back to part 2 on learning to surf, a surfing paddling guide. Today we're going to cover the surfing paddling techniques used to catch a wave on a shortboard, or really any kind of sprint paddling. And just as a reminder, you can use this as well as the other overviews as a reference. Keep in mind this should only be used as a guide, general guidelines. In the Surfing Paddling Academy class, we focus on learning not only what the technique is and how you can do it also, but why it works, why it gets results. If we know why something works, then we can adapt to any given scenario. Different boards, different surf spots, different conditions, we'll have it all covered. So the second scenario is for a shortboard catching a wave or sprint paddling, like when you need to avoid getting caught inside, for example. When you're paddling to catch a wave, use the powerful deep catch stroke technique. You engage your big, powerful latissimus dorsi and pectoralis major muscles and hold as much water as possible to project your body and board forward. The deep catch stroke pattern provides the most thrust per stroke, higher than the S stroke, but it does come at a cost. It uses up a lot of energy, and if done incorrectly, has a higher probability of injuring your rotator cuff muscles. So it's best to know how to do this stroke correctly, and you can learn how by signing up for the surfing paddling training at surfingpaddling.com. When you enter your hand into the water to take a stroke, the angle should be slightly higher than when you are just paddling around, but not as high an angle as when you're on a prone paddleboard, for example. The idea is to shorten your stroke length and increase your stroke rate when you're trying to catch a wave, because you need a high burst of speed over a short period of time or a short distance. Despite the higher angle to your entry, you still want to enter nice and quiet, fingertips first, hands flat. The higher angle of entry will set up a strong and powerful underwater arm stroke. The head position should be down with your eyes forward. With the head down, it helps bring the back half of the board higher in the water and reduces any horizontal drag that you might be carrying with you. In addition, the wave's contour changes. It becomes steeper, and what happens is if you do not change your relative position to that contour, the tail of your board becomes submerged. Dropping the head helps bring that up, that back half of the board up, as well as kicking. Kicking also helps do that. Kick with shallow and quick kicks. Kicking helps you move faster, as evidenced by the Griffith University School of Physiotherapy and Exercise, and another study by Hollander and his associates found that kicking when swimming provides an increase in velocity as low as 6% to as high as 27%, depending on how well kicking is performed. But neither study can confirm whether the acceleration came from the kick providing propulsion or from a reduced drag coefficient of bringing the back half of the body and board up higher and more horizontal. Now, I propose that it's a combination of the two. But, really, regardless, kicking does help. And you only want to do it when catching a wave or you need a burst of speed because you're going to be burning more energy. Finally, we also want to apply a slight roll from rail to rail, just as when we're casually paddling around. However, the roll is slightly less pronounced and drives from the shoulders rather than from the hips. A shoulder-driven stroke will result in a faster stroke turnover or stroke rate, and that's what we want when we're catching a wave. We want that higher stroke rate. Again, if you want to know how to do any of these techniques, as well as know why it works, and learn even more easy to do techniques that will help you catch more waves with less effort, sign up for the training at surfingpaddling.com. The next video is going to cover casual paddling on a longboard. I'll see you then.